Gopijana Vallabha Givaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Givaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Jai Radha Madhav Radhe Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Gaur Premanande Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parijajakara Stotra Shata Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charnavinde Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parijajakara Stotra Shata Srimad Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Antakoti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Jai Gaur Premanande All glories assembled devotees All glories assembled devotees All glories Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga All glories Srila Prabhupada Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nastapradeshu Vabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama-shloke Bhaktir-bhavati Nishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakamaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Hare Krishna, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 87, Text 26. So please repeat after me. Sadaiva manastrividtvai vibhata asad amanujat sada abhasyatam esha idam atmaneyavatmavida nahi jayanti kanakasya tad atmanaya swakritmanupashvatam idam atmanevatmadasya. So please repeat. Sadaiva manastri rivada vidha asat manujat. Sad abhimanashyat yesham idam atmanaya vidaha. Nahi vikritam tyajati kanakasya tadatmaya. Swakritam manupashvatam idam atmaveva tasyatam. Okay, word to word meaning. Sat, real. Eva, as if. Mana, the mind and its manifestation. Trivit, threefold by the modes of material nature. Twaye, in you. Vibhavati, appears. Asat, unreal. Amanujat, extending to the human being. Sat, as real. Abhimarshanat, they consider. Esam, entire. Idam, this world. Atmanayaha, as non-different from self. Atmavidaha, the knower of the self. Na, not. He, indeed. Vikritam, the transformation. Tvajanti, rejected. Kanakagasya, of gold. Tad atmatmaya, in smash as they are non-different from it. Swa, by himself. Kritam, created. Anuparvasyatam, and entered. Idam, this. Atmayataya, as non-different from himself. Avasyatam, ascertain. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. The three modes of material nature comprise everything in this world, from the simplest phenomena to the complex human body. Although these phenomena appear real, they are only false reflection of the spiritual reality, being a superpromotion of the mind upon you. Still, those who know the Supreme Self consider the entire material creation is to be real inasmuch as it is non-different from the Self, just as things made of gold are indeed not to be rejected, since their substance is actual gold. So this world is undoubtedly non-different from the non-different from the Lord who created it, and then entered within. Purport. So there is a big purport. Please pay attention. In one sense, the visible world is real, Sat, while in another it is not, Asat. The substance of this universe is solid fact, being the Lord's real or Lord's external energy. But the forms of that Maya imposed on this substance are only temporary. And because material forms are temporary manifestation, those who consider them permanent are in illusion. Impersonalistic scholars, however, misinterpret this division of Sat Asat, denying the common sense reality. They are declared that not only material form but also material substance is unreal, and they confuse their own spiritual essence with that of the absolute whole. A Mayavadi philosopher would take the words spoken by the personified Vedas in the preceding prayers, Traigunya Maya Van iti bandha, as neglected by the distinction between the Paramatma and the Jiva's soul. He would claim that since the Jiva's material embodied is an imperial display of the three modes of nature, when the Jivas ignore his ignorance is destroyed by the knowledge, he becomes the Paramatma, the super soul, supreme soul. Bondage, liberation, and the manifestation world are unreal creations of ignorance. In response to such ideas, the Vedas here clarify the factual relationship between Sat and Asat. In the Shrutis literature, we find this statement Asatoma Satgamaya Prajoma Sat Prajapti Prajaha Tad Veda idam manasya evam paramam pratistham yad idam kimcha. The supreme mind was originally created from Asat. The supreme mind was originally created from Asat. This mind is created Prajapati. Prajapati created all living beings. Thus, mind alone is the ultimate foundation of everything that exists in this world. Although impersonalists might misread this to mean all the manifest existence is based on the unreality of illusion asat. The apparently contradictory use of the word asat in this passage actually refers to the original cause, the Supreme Lord, Supreme Godhead, because He is transcendental to the existence Sat. The logic of the Vedanta Sutra 2.1.17 corroborates this interpretation while denying the wrong interpretation of the impersonalist. Asad vipadesham niyeti channa dharmastrena vyakatse. If one objects that the material world and its source cannot be of one substance because the world has been called unreal, we reply no, because the statement that Brahman is Asat makes sense in terms of the having qualities of distinct from those of creation. Thus, the Taittiriya Upanishad 2.7.1 declares Asat Vai Idam Sagra Asat. In the beginning of the creation, the only Asat was present. In the opinion of Sri Jiva Goswami, the word Abhimana in this passage quoted above the refer to the ruler of the agitated mind of the universe. Lord Aniruddha, who appears as a plenary expansion of Sri Narayana, when the latter desires to create the Prajapati is Brahma, the father of all other created beings. This is described in Narayana Upanishad. Atha punar eva narayano soanyam kamam manasadve tasya dhanyanaste lanatosvedu aparanatta ima pravapate. tasyu tejo harin maya anandatratra brahma chatur mukho jayati. Then the Lord Narayana meditated upon the other desires of his, and his as he protoned a drop of perspiration fell from his forehead. All the material creations evolved from the fermentation of this drop. Herein Therein the fiery golden egg of the universe appeared, and within that globe four-headed Brahma took his birth. When the particular object is manufactured, it appears as a transformation of its ingredients cause, as in the case of jewelry made from gold. Persons who want gold will not reject gold earrings, necklace, since these items are still gold, despite their modification. True jnanis see in the mundane example as an analogy to different yet non-different relationship of the Purushas and his imitation both material and spiritual. Thus, this transcendental knowledge frees us from the bondage of illusion, for they can see the Lord throughout his creation. Sridhar Swami, Srila Sridhar Swami prays. Yat satvata shabdabhati jagat eta satsvata sad abhasam asat asmin bhagavatam bhajam tvam. Let us worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by virtue of whose substantial existence in this created world seems is existent proportionally, although it is essentially insubstantial. As a supersoul, he continues to presentation of the real within this unreality. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashlakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadamayan Dadati Swapadantikam Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pastasadeshacharini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So this purport is quite deep, and there's so much to discuss on this, because when we discuss this Bhagavatam subject matter, especially this philosophical aspect, then what happens is our relationship with the Supreme Lord becomes strengthened and stronger and deeper, and also knowledge about the philosophy also becomes strong. The foundation will become very strong. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Siddhanta Bulya Chitte Nakare Alas. Iha haite Dranvana Krishna. So Siddhanta Bulya Chitte Nakare Alas. What is that mean? Siddhanta Bulya Chitte Nakare Alas. Iha haite Krishna Laga Sudruda Manas. So when one neglect philosophy, if one thinks that, oh, it is so much philosophy, um, maybe we can skip, or no need to read, we are already devotees, why to read philosophy? That's when you become lazy, then one becomes sentiment, and one becomes very weak in relationship with Krishna, and one becomes very weak in philosophy. And slowly, what happens? The dilution comes. Slowly, what happens? The faith goes down. Slowly, what happened? Devotional service goes down. Everything goes down if you neglect reading philosophy. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Siddhanta bolya chitte na kare alas. Don't neglect, don't become lazy by reading philosophy. That's why every day one must read Srila Prabhupada books. When we read Srila Prabhupada books, philosophically we become stronger and we can able to uh, we can able to what you call defend you know from the energies of illusionary Maya. And when you read philosophy, when you read Srila Prabhupada books, then what will happen? Yeah, Krishna Laga Sudruda Manas. Then the relationship, then the bondage between you and Krishna becomes stronger. You can able to, really perform devotional service. So, after many years of practicing devotional service, why devotees are unhappy? Oh, chant and be happy, he says. But why are you happy? There are four things. One is, of course, Guru's mercy, 25%. And the second thing is that attentive chantingness, that is second thing. And that is 25%. And the third thing is that like attentive chantingness, then after that proper hearing of classes, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. When you hear, that is 25%. And remaining 25% is Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya. That means reading books. When you read books, Srila Prabhupada, then that will complete this cycle of 100%. What happens is that at the time of initiation, we may take, we should take the vow of chanting 16 rounds, following facultative principles. But nobody takes a vow of reading books every day. That's why Srila Prabhupada told, when you read my books, then you will be stay stronger in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it will be easily gone in the past because big stalwart yogis, they have passed away in this path. Yogis, Saubhari Muni is the biggest yogi. We are not here to become a yogi, but we are here to become a devotee. The Saubhari Muni, he was under water, he was doing tapas for many years, underwater. Just like, take an example, if you dip at water, swim water, swimming pool after some time you come out and, you, you you will not go. I mean, like if you, in an expert swimmer, he may be water in 1 or 2 hours, then he will take a break. But Saubhari Muni was underwater for many years. So he's also a yogi. He's following four regulative principles, chanting. But the thing is, here is a very important reading philosophy. So each para can uh, expand into different classes discussion for discussion. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, he discussed one verse of Srimad Bhagavatam for 1 month. 1.1.1 first canto, first chapter, first verse. He discussed that for whole 1 month. Why? Because that subject matter is so deep. When you discuss that the subject matter, then your philosophy, then your conviction becomes stronger. When conviction becomes stronger, then you can able to understand what is this world, what is the relationship between living entity and Supreme Lord, what is this time, and what is the spiritual world. That's why this Janmadhyadhyayasa Itarascha Abhignaswarat. So this has almost 3-4 pages of purport. So by this we can understand Bhagavatam is not only giving you the pastimes of the Lord, but it tells you the how deep his philosophy is. Imagine like a first canto of Bhagavatam we are reading. So when we are reading first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, if it is only 2 pages, if it is only one para, imagine still Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, would have not taken his time to discuss this verse for a whole 1 month. So based on that, when you read this philosophy, you will understand what is Sat and what is Asat. So what is this world which is temporary and which is illusion. But at the same time, one may not reject this world. One should not reject this world and calling is this temporary. Just like Srila Prabhupada says in the lecture, like if for example a person is sleeping in his dream, some tiger is chasing or dog is chasing, after but it is dream. But when he wakes up, he sees the perspiration. He sees the sweat because that seems to be a temporary. That seems to be unreal. But the perspiration, the anxiety, and the tension, and the misery that you got is real. So it cannot be rejected. As a Mayavadi philosopher says, "Oh, this is unreal, and we should not pay attention to this." But we have to, because this world is created, this material world is created composition of 3 modes of material nature. So everything is carried out by 3 modes of material nature. But unnecessarily people think that I am the doer. You are not just the doer. Trigunya Vishaya Veda Nistrigunya Bhavatana. So when these 3 modes of material nature combination together, a human body, totally it is complex, but still it is functioning by the order of Supreme Lord. If there is no order of the Supreme Lord, the human body will not function. We don't say that, I am digesting my food, but we don't have any control on food that we eat. Whatever, like till you have the control of taking in, but after going into the stomach, you don't have any control. When we say that I am the doing, I am the doer. Even food that we eat, we don't have any control over it. Imagine the things that we are doing, we are saying that I am the doer. So when this doer conception will go, then only the real thing manifests. Then only the illusionary gone. Then we can understand what is this world and how we are insignificant. So just by this, the example, just by we see as the example is when you get the gold from the gold mine, and people may take it and they keep it in a locker. They just don't keep it as gold as it is in the raw material in the locker. It will turn into jewelries, earrings, and they will wear it. Then they appreciate it. If you just give them a gold biscuit, of course they may keep it. Otherwise, if you just give them a gold rock, they may keep it. But it has some value, even if it is transformed into a necklace or a earrings. Though entire this material world is created by the Lord, with this external energy, which is Maya, and which is very, very difficult to overcome. But when we take completely shelter of the Lord, then one can easily pass it. Otherwise, this Maya is so strong, and also it is testing you back and forth. That's why Krishna says, Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya durattaya mami prapadyante mayamyatam tarantite. So when this Maya is very, very strong, then it's not only in terms of people who are practicing devotional service, but it is covering for the most of the Mayavadi philosophers. For them also, they think that, and for them also, they don't. This knowledge is not revealed. The point is, here is the person who got this knowledge is revealed, but still the Maya acts. The person, the knowledge is not revealed, like Mayavadi philosopher, this Maya acts. But depends on how much you take shelter of it. So that's why the jivas, which are bondage in this material world, thinks that this creation, it can be controlled by us. That's why the reason that every living entity comes in this material world to control and enjoy. When you give up this propensity of controlment and enjoy, then only the loving devotional service established. Of course, that doesn't mean that we should not try it. We should try it our best, and at the same time, we should leave the results to the Lord. Sometimes what happens, we try our best. Just in a normal situation, we try our best. If the results are not favorable in your situation, then easily we will become bewildered and lamentation and anxiety comes up. So that's why in the Mahabharata, Arjuna was thinking that I am the doer, correct? I am the fighter, I am you know the warrior. I can kill all the Kauravas. But as soon as the illusion energy covers him, then he takes surrender to the Lord. Then Bhagavad Gita was revealed. Then he understood that I am not the doer. And in the same past time, we see that when Arjuna he was able to fight with all the Kauravas, and after that Kurukshetra war, when he was taking um, the wives of Krishna from Dwaraka, he was easily defeated by the simple cowherd men. They don't even know how to you know use the bow and arrow. At that time, he did not panic. He did not say that why he did not. He was not distressed. He thought that so whatever energy I had, I was able to defeat the whole Kauravas. This is only mercy of Krishna. Because of his mercy, I was able to do that. So it is very, very difficult to get that realization. Even Parikshit Maharaj, without asking the Lord, he was saved in this womb. When Ashwadama released Brahmastra, he was saved. He did not pray for that. At least he was searching in the womb, who is this personality, who's saving, protecting me from this Brahmastra. And after he came out, he was still searching. That's why it's called Parikshit. One who examined. When curse comes upon, like a simple boy, Brahmana boy, he was cursed. At that time, he did not retaliate. He did not think that I am so powerful. He was able to retaliate. He has a capacity to, counterattack this curse, but still he took as the mercy of the Lord. So that's why we are able to already, today now we are able to discuss this Srimad Bhagavatam. Imagine if Parikshit Maharaj would have retaliate and counter curse, what would have happened? So he understood this is the plan of the Supreme Lord. So when we understand, so that realization only comes, when we read the scriptures, chant, and perform the devotional service, serve the Guru. Otherwise, it is we everything in this material world, whatever challenges, whatever problems we come, we try to defend. That animal propensity is coming because human form of life is got by after 84 lakhs of species. So in those 84 lakhs of species, we used to do eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So that propensity has still continuing if he's in the devotional service. Like everything, every problem we need to defeat, how to defend. That's why problems is overwhelmed. So one should understand this and think that you know this material world is temporary, but at the same time it is real, and we should not deny this fact. And if one object that the material world is a source, and its source it cannot be enjoyable, and it is unreal, and we cannot be happy. But we reply that because this material world is created by the Lord to reform every living entity, that they should realize that this is a not place for the gentleman. As Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj says that one who realizes this material world is a frustration and temporary, and this is not the place to fit in, then the real devotional service, the real chanting and discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam, when we get the taste of the holy name. So in the beginning, we can understand that sadhakas we practice, and after some time, we think that okay, this is the process where we can go home, back to home, back to Godhead. These are all the realization of head knowledge. But we should really seek for the real pleasure of life, real eternal place where we really need for Krishna. We should get in the stage as amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. And also as the gopis of Vrindavan, they reject everything when Krishna plays the flute in the middle of the night, whether in the middle of the night or in the daytime. They forget, and they even reject if one of the gopi is doing some household duties. Immediately they give up. If one of the gopis, taking care of husband, immediately he gives up and joins the rasana. Because these gopis, they understood. I mean, because they got this realization after many births, and also they prayed to get association of the Lord. So the point I'm here saying is that the transformation should happen. And we should understand this material world is a most miserable place. That when you have that transformation, then only we will really pray. We really need the Lord's association. Just like we see that caterpillar when it transforms into a butterfly, that is irreversible transformation. I mean, what happens in the normal life? Sometimes people transform into the spirituality, but at the same time, the old habits and the old impressions comes, and they become again get into the old lifestyle. But you see the caterpillar when it's transformed into butterfly, beautiful colors, again it will not become into caterpillar. So this is analogy. Like once one has become a devotee, the total transformation should happen from inside, not from outside. Of course, when you have an inside, outside naturally comes. When you don't have inside, then however you may be like whatever you may be doing, but sometimes the internal things will come out. Like Srila Sachidanand, His Holiness Sachidanand Maharaj says that we should be devotees, should be internal and external should be same. But what happens if you externally devotee, internally not a devotee? One day the internal person will come out and take revenge because you are not doing what internal needs. So that transformation requires lots of swadhyaya, reading books, and especially reading the philosophy. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Siddhanta Bhulya Chitte Nakare Alas. Don't neglect, or don't become lazy for reading the philosophy. Because these purports, Srila Prabhupada says, these purports are not my purport, these purports are Krishna's purport. See, each para we can go on for a discussion for a month together because these are the prayers offered by Vedas. When they glorify the Supreme Lord in a different ways, it means we can understand because they glorify because they realize the position of the Lord and they realize what is their position. So one has to realize what is his position. When one realizes what is his position, then immediately he becomes humble. When one does not realize what is his position, he thinks that he is a doer and is a controller, then he will not able to understand that. So, in the last para, Sridhar Swami says that let us worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by virtue of whose substantial existence this created world seems to be exist. And although it is necessary insubstantial as a super soul, he continues the representation of the real within the unreality. Although this world is unreal, but Lord has which is created is real. So in the opinion of Sri Jiva Goswami, the word Abhimanaha in this passage quotes the above reference, the ruler of the agitated mind of the universe, Lord Aniruddha, and who appears as a plenary expansion of Sri Narayana and later desires to create the Prajapati Brahma, the father of all created beings. Even Brahma, when he was meditation, he was doing tapasya. Here it says, when Lord Narayana meditate these, when Brahma meditated, then he gets the realization. So that's why this tapa word is very, very important. And also King Rishabdev, he tells all his sons, the human about when you get a human form of life, it is not meant for enjoyment. It is meant for the tapasya. When you use it in this word tapasya, then your identity of yourself will become purified, and you will hear more about the Lord. When you hear the more about the Lord and His philosophy, the more you become purified. The more you become purified, the more realization comes. The more realization comes, then you understand this world is a place for the people who wants to enjoy. Like the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in the Rath Yatra, Jagannath Puri, he was dancing in the cart in front of Jagannath, and from his eyes the tears were flowing. It's long, 2 meters long. One devotee asked, "Oh, Chaitanya, he doesn't know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu covers himself. He doesn't say that I am the Lord." So he asked, "Oh, you are seeing, you are a pure devotee of the Lord. You are crying in front of the Jagannath cart." And he said, then he heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "No, I am not a devotee of the Lord." You know. Then if you are not a devotee of the Lord, what is this 2 meters of years, tears it is going? Then he says that if I am a devotee of the Lord, I would have been there in the spiritual world. I am here. This is just an imitation. I'm just imitating. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not imitating. But for to teach us, even though you become a devotee of the Lord, so this realization should be there. Then humility comes. Then amanina manadena kirtaniya sadari. Then 24 hours remember of the Lord comes. Then 24 hours chanting. And then smartavya satata Vishnu vismartavya najata chit. Then we will always execute favorable what are the things that are favorable to devotional service that we do. Otherwise, we may be doing mechanically, but we may be not feeling for the Lord. Just like mechanically you do something, but it will have a result, but at the same time it doesn't have a real love. Just like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhakta Prayachati. Just offer a leaf, water, or a fruit. It's like it's not that he does not have anything to eat. He's asking, or it's not today. Nobody got him banana or apple. You got him apple, banana. He was very happy. No, that want is love with love. If you offer with love, oh Krishna, this all belongs to you. I'm just offering back to you. With that mood and with that understanding, you offer, then the slowly what happens, you will develop the loving relationship. Just like we see Mother Earth, whatever we are here today now, it's because of Mother Earth. She's keep on giving. She did not expect anything from us. But the cloth which we are wearing, the cotton is produced from earth. The table which we are using, the tree is produced from earth. The food which we are eating is grows from earth. And the we are every day we are walking on earth. The gold, all the minerals, all the spices, all the vegetables that are produced from earth. One thing we should understand: the more you give, the more you will be happy. The more you take, the more you will be misery. That's a lesson we should learn from Mother Earth. In the Bhagavatam, the Brahmana, he learns lessons from all different things. One of the lessons he learns from his Mother Earth. So when he learns that we should more try to, contribute more to the others. That the living that we are today, because of contribution of many devotees and their sacrifices, that's why one become a devotee. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj says, a person should become when a person has become a devotee, that means there are some gallons of blood has been spent. In the same way, we should also contribute. Living, we should not be living for the selfishness. I think, of course, we have to do whatever we have to do for our body to maintain body and soul. At the same time, our life should be sacrificed for others in whatever way we can. If you live for selfishness, then you will be not happy. I want this, I need this, I want this, I should be having like this. Then you will be not happy. See, just Mother Earth, it is keep on giving, keeps on giving. And what are we doing in result? So, human life is not meant for the enjoyment, it is meant for the tapasya, austerity. So, when we understand that austerity gives you pleasure, that austerity cleanses our consciousness, that austerity you know purify our existence, then transformation happens. Then we will get the taste for the chanting holy name and discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam and studying the philosophy. Okay, I guess I'll stop here. Let's see any questions or comments. he has. Okay.
Thank you for your class, Prabhuji. I just want to ask before I go down and do the service. Um, like a person, a new person or something might hear, or someone new might hear tapasya, human life is meant for tapasya, not enjoyment. And then in another context, they might hear this in this movement we're there's three things: chanting, dancing, and feasting. Right? They hear these two different things. So I was wondering if you could, like say anything about where's the like the middle ground, or what? How does that work? Where you don't want to be so into tapasya and difficulties and things where you're morose and not happy to preach and see people they want to see a smile on their face. But I was wondering if you have any thoughts about the middle ground or how that works.
So Srila Prabhupada said in the beginning when he started this movement, he did not introduce any rules and regulations. He just said chant, dance, and be happy, take prasadam. So in the beginner stage of life, that is, you know, when he says that that is like that is where you encourage everybody to take up this process. But at the same time, Prabhupada also given all the rules and regulations, guidelines. Just like when in the morning before we chant, we just recite the 10 offenses. You know why we recite the 10 offenses every day? Because we are reminded of, you know, we should not criticize a devotee who has dedicated his life, and we should not do this. We should not criticize spiritual master because there's a human tendency like to commit mistakes. Mhm. Like he will it doesn't mean that you should not read books. It doesn't mean that you should not follow the guidelines philosophy. When you do these reading, hearing, studying, the process of devotional service, anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam, what are the favorable things that you should do, then only chant, dance, and be happy, take prasadam. That makes sense. Otherwise, you, for example, for sake of experiment, you know, you don't follow any rules and regulations. You don't take prasadam, or sorry, you can take prasadam. You just examine how many days you chant, how many days you dance, how many days you'll take prasadam. Maybe 6 months maximum. You don't follow regulation principles. You don't come for Mangalarti. You don't read, and you enjoy all the time watching videos different. You will not able to sustain at least more than a week. My illusionary energy is that strong that it can capture. You know, just like you associate with a mundane person, like if you associate with a person throughout the day, and immediately you will see the effect on chanting. You see the effect on reading. You see the effect on prasadam. You take prasadam, you will not take as a prasadam. You will take as a eating, just like animals eating, sleeping, mating, defending. You just eat it. That's why when you are eating prasadam, you should not think I am the enjoyer. Oh, today they nice prasad, nice rice dal sabji or khichdi or whatever. As the moment you see, you should not immediately eat it. That's why we say honor prasadam. Before honor prasadam, you remember the Lord. Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vishnavi. At least you will get that sense that Krishna is the enjoyer. By eating this, by honoring this, I can able to overcome and the material desires. I can able to control the six urges in the body. The, the tongue is a very loosely used. It can chant, sometimes it can criticize devotees, and it can eat prasadam, and it can eat outside food. That's why all the devotees of the Krishna consciousness movement, as far as possible, we should take only prasadam. So that helps you to control. Otherwise, there are so many spiritual organizations, they eat only vegetarian. They also don't eat onion garlic. Even rabbits, they don't eat onion garlic. They become a devotee. But they eat. Here we honor. The difference between eating means you are enjoying mentally, but honoring prasadam. Well, that's why whenever we are honoring prasadam, we will either play uh, Prabhupada Lilamrita, or either we hear kirtan, or we should either discuss, or some kind of a background, some kind of a katha should be going on background. Otherwise, we just eat without seeing any transformation. The point is that one has to follow the guidelines, then only this chant, dance, and be happy, take prasadam will make sense. Otherwise, it is not long-term goal; it is short-term goal. That's why people we see that so many people come on Sunday feast. They also chant, they also take prasadam, but the transformation happens very slowly. But depends on their inquisitiveness, depends on their eagerness to understand Krishna. Some people they come and they hear lecture, and they participate in kirtan, and out of 100, for example, 250 come. We every Sunday we receive 200 to 250 members. Out of them, few people will you know really wanting to understand what is this spirituality about. They take books, they inquire from devotees. Many, some of them, they just, for them it's a spiritual entertainment. Instead of going somewhere, we can come here also. We will get free vegetarian. Of course, when they see the deities, when they take prasadam, slowly, gradually it happens, but not very fast. But what I'm saying is that when you follow guidelines, then only chant and dance, be happy. The happy term is comes only when you follow this. But for the beginner stage, it is fine. Thank you. Bravo.
Thank you for the class, Prabhu. I was thinking, how much should we depend on Krishna revealing His knowledge to us?
Can you repeat that again?
How much should we depend on Krishna revealing the knowledge to us versus, so much knowledge to take in and read and study. So, um, you know, sometimes you think, well, uh, it's so much, so Krishna must gonna reveal it to me at some point. How much should we depend on Krishna revealing the knowledge to us?
Yeah. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ye tamam prapatyante tam staiva bhajami. How much you uh, do endeavor to know about Krishna. No, just like it is saying, when you put one step towards Krishna, Krishna puts 100 steps towards you. Okay, the, for you to reach Krishna is very very difficult task. For Krishna to reach you is very easy. Correct? Like you put one step towards him, he will put 100 steps towards you. Correct? So that one step, you should sometimes you should come out of your comfort zone. When you have ability to read more, you should read more. When you have ability to do service more, you should do service more. But what happens most of the time, we give excuses. Oh, this is not for me. When mind says that, oh no no no, we have done so much, let me relax. Or we have studied so much, let me take a break. Or we have chanted so much, let me take a break. So that path where you going, it slips. Just like imagine the bhakti path is you're walking on a ramp, or you're walking uh, against the current of the water. When you're walking against the current of the water is always trying to push you back, but you are forcing your energy to go up. In that process, either you cannot take a break standing there. If you even you think that, okay, I have passed from A to B, from this point to this point, I will take a stop here. Then again the water current is so fast that it will take you back. If you Even if you think that, I will do much, with a 100% force, you cannot do, but little by little, little by little, little by little, so that you reach your goal. The illusionary is so fast. That's why this whole process in the Krishna consciousness movement, our day is divided into different parts. Like morning time is sadhana, and morning time is mangalarti and japa. Then after japa, we greet the deities, and after that we participate we in Guru Puja. We glorify the spiritual master. Then after glorification of spiritual master, we discuss Bhagavatam. And these are all, you see, in one sense, there is no physical activities involved. There's not much physical activity. It's involved in mind. Everything is here. Chanting and attending morning program and getting up for Mangalarti. Everything is here. And after, in the daytime, like after Bhagavatam class, taking prasadam, action is involved. Action. Action part is comes into picture. Morning is meditation. When prasadam takes action part, at that time you take food. To digest that food, you should do some activity, cleaning, or doing some activity, books distribution, going on Harinam, and doing some devotional service in the temple. So in the daytime it is. When at the evening, again we have a Gaurarati, and again we have a reading. So during the daytime, we should prepare our mind to do all the activities. That's why mind is engaged in the morning period, meditation, chanting, discussion. So that in the daytime, whatever you are doing, that will keeps you in focus. Chanting, hearing, reading Bhagavatam, so that when you are doing devotional service, you will be automatically reminded of this is a service, this is loving devotional service. And in the night when you go to bed, again it is in the mode of ignorance, you should read Krishna book or hear some lecture. So why I'm saying is this. So our day is divided into three different: meditation, action, again meditation, again doing. So to counterattack illusionary energy, we have to prepare ourselves. Just before soldiers, before they go into the war, they exercise and they practice everything. So in the daytime, we may deal with different people. We may deal with the different kinds of energies of the Lord, so that we should not be carried away. It makes sense? Okay. Yeah. We will stop here. Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanand.